our patch review for Season 7 of Age of Empires 4. Now, this patch is not available yet. It's not going to be available until May the 21st, but we've got a sneak peek at what is coming. And the most important thing I'll tell you, crossplay. So if you play the Xbox, you play PC, you want to play with your friends who are on Xbox, play it on their PC, and get wrecked by PC players, you will now be able to do that. But let's dig into this patch review. It's technically an update. It's a Season 7 update. Oriental Sniper in chat wanted to get that clear. If you're into Age of Empires content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit me with that thumbs up and leave me comments below. Let's get into this patch review. And we have Twitch chat along for the ride, as you can see. There's a little jousting going on. Maybe they'll have jousting in AoE4. Spring is here at last. It was 30 degrees here yesterday. Fahrenheit, that is. We're kicking off Season 7 update preview with crossplay. So you'll be able to join your console and PC friends and adversaries on the battlefield, including in teamed rank. Of course, we're rotating the map pool and delivering new events, fixes, and balance updates to keep life interesting. Now, I will say, something I am a little bit excited to do is get out my Xbox. I've got this really cool Age of Empires 4 Xbox that they sent me. Ooh, be jealous. And maybe we can see how high of rank we can get on the Xbox against some PC players. That could be interesting. It hurts my wrist a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, when I use the Xbox for Age of Empires. But anyways, Xbox crossplay is coming. You asked for it. It's here. And I would say it's safe to assume at this point that this is going to be a thing for future Age of Empires games, because we know we have Age of Mythology coming out later this year. I'm just going to assume at this point, they said it's coming out day one to Xbox. I bet there'll be crossplay. Not for sure, but I would really imagine that might be something that would happen. Okay, Season 7 update. Let's see what we got. New Spring Tournaments event. Spring is here at last. And what better time for a seasonal event? Prepare to log in May 21st. I was just telling Twitch chat, I am most likely going to be Fitz father by then. My first son is due in May, so hold on to your boots. It's going to be a wild one. For the spring tournament rewards, I think they're talking about it as like a medieval tournament, not like an actual Age of Empires tournament. That would be too exciting. They called this season spring tournaments. I don't love it in the context that we do have tournaments for Age of Empires, and I'm sure they're not talking about that. New rewards, there's all that stuff. Have fun, get your pixel points, get your login rewards, and all that stuff. FitzZaddy, oh yeah, the Fitz father. Ranked Season 7, to arms. Ranked play kicks off for Season 7 on March 20th. So I think the season is going to start on March 20th, but the update is coming on May 21st, which is a little weird, but that's just how they're doing it. So I guess they've delayed the update. Map pool rotation. Seasons, or the update's March 20th. What season? What is May 21st? Oh wait, is this a typo? Wait, what? That's for the rewards? Oh my god. Oh my god. This whole video is a sham. Okay, we'll keep going. This is why we got Twitch chat here. Production while you wait. We're not even going to do a second take because this is real. Okay, so in case you didn't know, you can get your rewards in May, but the update's on May 20th. Very confusing. Map pool rotation. Season 7 brings another refresh on both map pools. This rotation gives some maps a much needed break while we introduce maps that are excited to meet the new civs. Highview, Lipany, Danube River to solo ranked, while Prairie and Lipany return to team. Hopefully it's the newer versions of these. Oh, I just remember just like days of playing Lipany forever and ever and ever and having crazy mountain spawns. So hopefully I think it's good now, I think. Highview, I'm kind of sick of. The Roosts are like, let's go. Another season of Roost dominance coming right up. I enjoyed casting the tournament last weekend and there wasn't a single Roost because it was banned every time. Wonder why. Ranked map pool. Dry Arabia, Cliffside, Rocky River, Forts Gorge, Highview, Danube, Lipany, and Four Lakes. Which maps will you be banning? At a glance, I would ban Rocky River, Forts, And oh, I don't know, because I really dislike high view, so this is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna just get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of that, and then I gotta pick another one, something like that, most likely. Dan already says he'll ban Danube, forts, and high view, except having to play Rocky River. Yeah, that's okay. I could do that. I can do that. New team ranked map pool. There's all your team maps. They've got water holes. They've got hill and dale, prairie, gorge, all the funness. Did they fix the team ranked search and dodging is the real question. We'll see. Build Spotlight. Crossplay is now available on PC and console. Maybe soon on AoE Mobile. Be crazy. You can join your console and PC friends and adversaries on the battlefield. So I don't know if we're gonna end up with a bunch of, you know what's gonna be sad? If I start losing games with somebody on an Xbox controller. That'd be sad. Team Ranked is now available on console. It wasn't previously, so ranked gamers on Xbox should be excited about that. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. It's gonna be a lot more players. And you know, they might play the Xbox and then try to get the PC version. Condensed victory options. Oh, we got ourselves a UI update. We created an alternative version of win conditions that take up as little screen as possible. How many years has it been that we've been asking for this? These are enabled by default and can be changed back in the game UI options. Because it used to take up like this whole like top fourth of your screen. This is totally a fourth, right? You know, math. Now looks like it'll be much smaller. Oh my gosh, Ozzy Drongo is literally going to lose his about this one. Quick match updates. The Nomad game mode was added as a new option and comes with several improvements. You can quick match in a Nomad. Crazy. A new free-for-all option has been added, allowing you to queue for 8-player free-for-all matches. Oh! Quick match free-for-all matches are played during the new using the new Dominion win condition. Oh! The title of this video should be, Is 1v1 AoE4 Dead? Because I'm going to be queuing for this bad boy all day long. Oh my gosh. A note on leaderboards and hidden ELO. Free-for-all will have a new leaderboard. There's going to be a free-for-all leaderboard and track your hidden ELO separately. This means that matchmaking will result in more balanced games over time. In FFA mode, the winner is the only player to gain ELO, and all other players lose ELO based on an even split equal to the amount of ELO that the winner gains. Additionally, Nomad mode will share a leaderboard with standard modes. This means that when you queue for Nomad for the first time, you'll be likely to be matched with players who are close to your skill level. So that's a smart thing. You're not just going to be queuing into free-for-all lobbies with like a brand new leaderboard and getting like pros and noobs matched up, because that wouldn't be a good experience. This is amazing. This is going to take over Age of Empires 4. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. So hyped. Nomad improvements. Starting villagers increased from 3 to 5. Villager starting distance increased. Are granted upon towns that are construction and not at the start of the match. So some of these special units for some of these civs. English villager bows and Chinese villager build speed are deactivated at the start of the game. So you can no longer kill people with English at the very start of a Nomad game. Joan of Arc civilization starts with 3 villagers plus Joan. Order of the Dragon starts with 4 vills. Okay, let's check out this new win condition. New Dominion win condition. Enabled, disabled in custom games via the game mode win conditions. Compatible with standard Empire, Nomad, yeah. Players start with a monarch that must be protected at all costs. Losing a monarch leads to the instant elimination of the owning player. That's basically regicide from other Age of Empires games. You got your king. If he loses, boom, you're out. Eliminating enemy monarch grants plus 50 max population. We got Outback Octagon rules coming in. If a player is eliminated by a landmark victory, their monarch remains on the field. Eliminating a neutral monarch continues to grant plus 50 maximum population. So you've got to actually kill the monarch itself. So That's going to really change. I largely have not enjoyed free-for-all games personally because there wasn't a mechanic like this. Like, it was kind of against your interest to kill someone early on because it just made your economics would be worse. But now, gives you 50 extra population. That is going to be pretty massive and change the scope of free-for-all games. This is going to be the new ladder. I'm telling you. Tell me if you guys are going to still play the regular ranked ladder after this. This is crazy. Monarchs have 2 primary abilities. Sprint, temporary moves faster, and Treason reveals the location of enemy monarchs. What? And pings them on the mini map. Does that have a cooldown? Oh man, you can't just hide your dude? I'm not sure I love this one. I'm not sure. It'll make games not be drawn out as much. But yeah, it is what it is. Monarchs are visible on the minimap with a crown icon. AI players can garrison a monarch into a safe building. When loading into a game with no other players, AI, the Dominion win condition will automatically deactivate and not spawn a monarch at the start. Okay, Nomad and Domination mode coming with monarchs. Massive, absolutely stoked for this. Quality of life improvements. Walls under construction can now be converted into gates via an ability on the placed blueprint. Oh, okay. Conversion to a gate can happen at any time before the wall section is finished, after which is no longer possible to convert directly and a village must be used. The cost of conversion is the difference between the cost of the wall and the gate. Okay, so you can get gates while building your wall. When ungarrisoning from a building, units will exit the building from the location closest to the rally point. What? This feature has been in every RTS since the 90s, and they've finally added it to AoE4. This means if this is your town center, you can get in this side, put your rally point over there, and when you ungarrison, they jump out that side. And you don't have to use the ungarrison thing. So it's going to work like every other Age of Empires game now, I guess. Now, what I will say, with how strong Rams are versus building, or villagers are versus Rams, this is like a direct nerf to Rams, because villagers just pop out, get back in, right? Exactly where you are. So this is going to change the micro and how the game plays quite a bit. This is one of the more impactful changes. Absolutely wild. Okay, let me know if you're a fan of that one. Gameplay, AI. Player is now unique. I'm not going to read the AI notes. You can read it. Links in the description. AI. Okay. Xbox console. A few bug fixes. General. Okay. Shorefish can no longer be permanently removed when placing structures on them, and will automatically return when the building is deleted or destroyed. That is a very different way to get rid of deleting fish. So you used to be able to like build a wall segment and it would delete the fish, and then you can delete the wall segment and the fish are gone. Now the fish just come back to life. They swim down deep. So that's interesting. I never thought about that. I like it. I like it. Fixed an issue where villagers seeking shelter would sometimes fail to choose the nearest available outpost. When unloading units from a garrison, they now exit on the side closest to their destination. It's now easier to target a live animal with a villager when the animals overlap. These updates always make me nervous. I don't like it when my villagers start acting differently, so hopefully that works well. Fixed an exploit where monks could duplicate relics when moving from monasteries. I thought that was gone a long time ago. Fixed an issue where lightweight beams would not reduce construction times for some civilizations. Previously, if a siege unit lost line of sight of a building it was attacking, it would go idle. Now, it will move closer to regain vision and resume its attack. So, it's good you can attack me with your siege. It can be bad. This is how your siege dives towards your opponent. You suddenly lose line of sight, and then your mangonel's like, okay, let me go around this tree line. And it dies, right? Exactly what Don's saying. You're going to end up with melee traps. So, be warned is what I'll say about this siege change. Fixed a bug where deer would get stuck after colliding. Landmarks no longer, they're antlers, you get stuck, it's realism. Landmarks no longer retain their garrison arrows after being destroyed and repaired. Now if a siege tower, wait, no longer retain? Does this mean like, I don't think I'm reading this correctly. Does this mean like your keep doesn't shoot anymore after it's repaired? There's no way that's what this means. If it gets destroyed, there's no way this means. No, I don't think so. If a siege tower ram containing units passes over a stamped building, it will not cancel the building. I don't know, it did that before. When a player is defeated, their units will now fully cease their current actions when they turn neutral, so you won't get hit by neutral movements. Monks ordered to capture a sacred site will now remain until it's captured before executing queued commands. That's nice for shift clicking. Fixed a bug where villagers would go idle instead of returning to work when their previous job was gathering boar. Explosive ships are now counted in post-game statistics. Wow, there are so many little fixes, but I'm loving it. The post-game stats now correctly reflect units loss. Units inside a ram or tower inside a transport ship now die if it's destroyed. Fixed to crash. The cheat now applies to Ayyubid, Cav, and Gulam as well. Fixed to crash. Fixed an issue. Fixed an issue with forest. You're wrong side of the map. Fixed an issue with the Black Forest. Fixed an issue with migration. Okay, a lot of quality of life changes. That like anti-fish deleting, really massive. And the siege change, like those two are the ones that really stand out to me as some of these fixes, changes. UI, fixed a bug where if a party host leaves, the new host would now be able to invite new players to the party. Fixed issue where codex items were incorrectly clipped. Added functionality for players to block chat communication and see who they've blocked. Player stats can now be viewed on the quick match screen. Fixed an issue that prevented players from scrolling the games list under certain circumstances. Byzantine selection card backgrounds no longer missing. And shift clicking on the idle working villagers button, not selecting all idle villagers. Okay, a few changes there. Achievements, challenges, and masteries. I still don't even have all of my achievements, so we're gonna skip right on past that one to balance and bug fixes. General, RAM health has been buffed from 340 to 370. Now, you never know. They seem to do a bunch of siege changes at a time, so I'm not too early to say it's buffed, but it did seem pretty weak. Let's see. So more HP. The time decreased for building it by 10 seconds. So that's a buff to rams, that's for sure. Not to mention the town center mechanic with the villagers I told you about. Workshop ram time reduced by 15 seconds. Oh, wow. Big ram buffs. I will say, I dislike it when they do like triple buffs or triple nerfs, right? So if rams were too weak before, edit like one of the stats. They've changed the build time, the health increase. They're doing multiple buffs. It makes it hard to gauge where the unit stands. And a lot of times they end up reversing it in the next patch. So I don't know. Mangonel and SB's health reduced. So Mangonel's been very strong. SB's less health, 10 less health. Springald bonus damage versus siege increased by 5. They've changed these stats so much. Does that mean you can now kill a siege unit with 2 Springalds? Again? I'm not sure. I'd have to pull up my stats of those units to... Is that what that means? Master Templar says, yes. We're going to take you for your word. It's back to how it used to be. You can kill 1 siege unit with 2 Springalds. That's a good thing, I think, if that's what that means. Bombard, Great Bombard, and Cannon ranged armor increased. Great Bombard gets 5 more health. No! Oh no. Oh no. Previously, some garrisonable buildings, units, and transports displayed each garrisonable weapon as individual weapons and have been merged for a cleaner weapon information card. How about that? Corrected some issues where elite army tactics and incendiary arrows were not affecting all of the units. Stone earned from relics and pagodas reduced. And food wood has been increased in its place. Okay, so a stone nerf is going to be there. Now it's going to generate some additional resources in place of that. Corrected an issue where loaded battering rams We're missing the unload garrison for HRE and Order of the Dragon. Love it. And corrected an issue where merchant guilds could research twice for French and Joan of Arc. That's a lot of general changes. Most notably, siege changes. Rams buff, Springald's buffed, HP of the Bombard buffed, something like that. Okay, time for the Civ specific changes. Let's see what they've done to the Abbasid dynasty. Fresh foodstuffs, that gives you your cheaper villagers, has been moved from the town center to the mill. Abbasid's back on the menu, boys. So you used to have to lose you lose one villager essentially to research fresh foodstuffs at your town center. Now you're going to have that available to research your mill. So that's quite an Abba buff, I would say. Camel Archer cost reduced by 10 food. Cheaper camels, easier to get your villagers cheaper. Fertile Crescent discount increased. Cheaper prices, discount bargains. Spice Road upgrade now correctly modifies gold income for all traders. Buff, buff, buff. Abbasids, they're going up. That's my OG main civ. Don't you forget it. We've been playing Abbasid since their spearmen couldn't even brace. Ayyubids, variant civ of the Abbasid. Tower of the Sultan no longer has ram melee vulnerability. I didn't know it did. Build time reduced by a lot of seconds. Garrison unit increased. Oh, wow. Garrison units increase the movement speed for each unit garrison. So it's very, very slow. Took a long time to build before. You build it faster, and you can speed it up, it sounds like. So I guess a little buff to that. Ayyubids, supervision, and biology are now multiplicative for you that like arithmetic. Corrected an issue where Desert Raiders' ranged weapons were not fully benefiting from their Golden Age 5. Overall, pretty much no change to Ayyubids. Tower Sultan maybe, and a little bug fix. Ayyubids, staying the same. The Byzantine, oh my gosh, I see a lot of text for our boys. What have they done? Byzantines, Hierosophon cost reduced by 40 gold? Yes. So 40 gold cheaper for a Hierosophon. That's your ram, fire ram. Hierosophon health has been increased. That's probably the same as the rams, I think. Range armor increased from 30 to 50. Bonus damage increased to walls. Hierosophon's stonks going up. First mercenary contract choice is now free and instant. That's what I call a double buff. I've warned you. I don't like when they do this. So free was good enough. Free and instant. Wait till next patch. Come back to this patch and say, FitzBro, you were right. They were going to revert one of these things. Saving 100 olive oil and 20 seconds of research time. So big buff to the beginning game of the Byzantines. Veteran mercenary upgrade costs reduced from 100 food, 250 gold to 50 food, 150 gold. It's way cheaper now to upgrade your mercenaries. Shield wall, a reduction reduced from 40% to 30%. Oh, that shield wall gets nerfed every patch. Now it's going down another 10. It's still going to be good. Mangonel emplacement damage reduced from 8 to 7. Definitely was really crazy for a while. That's probably a good change. Correct an issue where mercenary Sipahi and mercenary camel riders would receive gold from Exploratores upgrade when killing villagers. And then some help techs. Okay. Byzantines getting a major buff. Big buff for the Biz. Chinese. One change. Barbecue in the Sun now accepts your tax donations. There you go. Delhi Sultanate. Two changes. Ghazi Raider are no longer missing bonus damage versus siege engines. Buff to Ghazi. Guess it was bugged. Lightweight beams now has the correct research time. So not much of a change. Actually, this will help you taking out siege with horsemen. Okay, the English. Berkshire Palace weapons are no longer duplicated on their UI. Corrected an issue. So it seems like a UI issue. Nothing changed. French. Keeps now cost 10% less stone to build. That's massive because you get unit discounts with your keeps with the French. a little bit cheaper to get your keeps. So that's going to help you out. Keep influence range has also been increased by 1, so it's going to be easier to get that influence on your buildings. So build those keeps if you're playing French. Get your unit discounts. Don't forget. Holy Roman Empire. Marching drills is now a civ bonus and is granted for free at the start of the game. I gotta call my brother up. Fitzy here. Marching drills are free. They're free. Yeah, prelates the way they work too. They don't get marching drills. No longer affects prelates. Inspired warriors now increases the movement speed of prelates. Okay, when you get that, it's gonna speed them up. Prelate inspiration range increased by 1. Minework palace bonus increased by 10%. HRE going buffed. Big buff. Okay. Easy marching drills at the very beginning. Extra inspiration ranges. Nice buff for the HRE. Japanese. Castle of the Crow issue corrected where projectiles would be blocked. Okay. Help text. Okay. Previously missing enemy pips now appear. Okay. No change for the Japanese. Joan of Arc. Consecrate help text. No change for Joan of Arc. Were you guys hoping for buff? You dirty Joan of Arc mains out there, you're wanting another buff? We know it. We know it. Mongols. Holy. Lots of changes for the Mongols. Hold on, let's go sip. Okay, what's coming up for the Mongols? Uvu stone income in the Dark Age reduced from 80 to 70. So that's a nerf for the Mongols. Moving buildings rotation rate reduced so they do not instantly snap when changing direction. Cognate Palace Roost Knights now properly use poleaxe. Horse archers now use the gallop. Nested bees uses zero units use the things they're supposed to use. Prayer tents no longer gain vision on pre-placement. Fixed an issue where you could get trapped in a landmark. Crash related to Silver Tree. Allies to the Mongol player can now set the Silver Tree as a trade destination while it's packed up. Traders will only move to it when it's unpacked. So it seems like a bit of a Dark Age nerf to the Mongols. So those early, double stone, getting the Uvu for your double stone production to get your your double unit production is going to be a little bit slower, 10 stone slower. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to slow down Tower Rush just a little bit. Order of the Dragon. Aachen Chapel bonus has been increased 5%. Minework Palace bonus increased by 10%. Cost and research. Golden Cuirass cost increased. Okay, so that's going to be a nerf. Zornhau cost increased. Bakken belts cost, they increased all the costs on these upgrades. And then I think it's just to offset some of these other buffs. But it's a net buff. I think it's a net buff here for the Order of Dragon. A little bit of buff there. That's going to be huge. Aachen Chapel, another 5% will get used now. Most likely, probably going to see that. Ottomans. Okay, Great Bombards. Health reduced from 350 to 300. Drongo's going to be happy to hear about this. 50 less health for the Great Bombard. Great Bombard range has been... What? Increased by 5. What are you doing? Range is way more important than health. I think. I don't know. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Vizier experience requirements for each level increased. Oh, look at that. First one's going to be the same, but your later ones are going to cost more points. Significantly more. So it's going to be hard to stack those later Vizier traits. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Ranged armor. Whew, I got excited. I was like, why are they getting 5 more range? So they're getting more ranged armor, but less health. Okay, I can take that. Military production speed reduced from 4.5 to 5 times the standard rate. So, Ottomans, nerfed. Rus. Hunting cabin build time increased by 10 seconds. That's a nerf. They gave the Rus a nerf? This never happens. Okay, hunting cabin takes 10 more seconds. Boyar's fortitude. Cost increased from 100 food to 150, so extra food, 50 food, and an extra 100 golds. It's a little bit of nerf. It's more expensive, not a massive thing in the later stages of the game. And then they fixed a bug. So Not much of a nerf. That's a little bit of nerf. 10 seconds. You're really going to feel that early on building that first hunting cabin. But that is not going to be super consequential. Rue's probably still going to be pretty dang good. And that's going to be it for our updates for the balance. What's on the horizon? We're working on our next update. Look forward to sharing more soon. Shoo-wee! Okay, guys, let's summarize this. This is a massive patch. This is coming here next week. Something like that, March 20th, something like that. We got new map pool. Most exciting thing for me, and I want you guys to tell me, what's the thing that you're most excited for? Leave it down in the comments. For me, it's going to be the new Nomad quick play mode. You can play random FFAs, and you've got this, what do they call it? The regicide mode, whatever they called it, Dominion. That's freaking amazing. The crossplay, that's gonna be huge. Maybe you don't care, maybe you don't play with people at Xbox, but that's gonna give people access to playing with their online friends they've never been able to before. It's gonna grow the Age of Empires community. It's a net positive for all of you, whether you play the Xbox or not. Some notable balance changes. It seems like Springald's gonna be able to actually kill siege units again, which kind of sucked this patch. Byzantines got a massive buff. Let's look at these civs real quick. We'll just say Abbassid, big buff for Abbassid. Ayyubids, not much change. Byzantines, big buff. Chinese, not much change. Delhi, not much change. English, French got a tiny buff with the cheaper influence. HRE buff. Japanese, no change. Joan of Arc, no change. Mongols, slight nerf. Order of the Dragons, slight buff. And then Ottomans nerfed. Rus slightly nerfed, and that's going to be it. That is going to be our Season 7 update, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this patch note. I hope you're excited to play this. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.